Hello and welcome to Kitchen Countercrafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love doing reviews on entry-level pens, mainly because I love using entry-level pens. I love using them to put them in my purse and to just use them as everyday carries. And also I like to have them in my purse because they can be used as dupes, which is when people come up to you and they're like, oh, that's a fountain pen. You don't want to hand them your 75, 80, 100, 200, whatever dollar pen, which by the way, I don't carry those in my purse. Well, actually that's not true. I do have an $80 pen in my purse right now. But I have usually another pen that I say, here you go, you can try this one if you are interested. And then I don't have to have like heart palpitations while they push down on my gold nib or something along those lines. Yes, I know. I am a pen snob, and that's why I have this channel. So I can talk about pens, and for those of you who have had heart palpitations because of that, understand what I'm talking about, because I have had little kids who ask me, and literally I don't trust them. So I give them one of these pens. Okay, enough about me and my issues, but I will share why I also love using entry-level pens, because many of them are just that good. They're plastic, they're durable, they are used for entry level and students. I'm gonna, today's is not to do a comparison, but I actually may do a comparison video, so just stay tuned for that as well, of all of these pens and what makes them special, especially in terms of entry level. So hang on for that. But today I want to talk about the, now I forgot what the heck I'm doing. The Kaweco Perkeo. All right, so it's Perkeo, and this is a kind of a very cool pen. I picked it up for just like under $10 at my pen club because people are that sweet. I actually picked up this black one there. But this one I picked up at a pen show also for 10 or under, because sometimes people are just like, okay, I don't need that entry level in my collection, but it's a pretty decent pen. So I went ahead and picked it up. I wanted to see it, check it out, and see what it's about. So this runs around 20, sometimes 25 bucks, depending on which website you're going to at the time of filming this video. So this is 2025. So if you're watching this at a later time, prices could have shifted and moved. However, this is by Kaweco. So Kaweco is known for their little sports pen lines and the pocket pens. Really great pens. But what's really neat is, even though this is an entry-level pen, which is, believe it or not, cheaper than their sport, this still has that lovely engraved Kaweco finial, which I think is very classy, especially for $20 range, right? I don't know. I think they do a nice job of that. This is the Kaweco Sport, so I'm going to set that down. I was going to compare the nib as well. So it might be a little bit hard to see, but it does have the Kaweco logo kind of just engraved on there, and it will be easier to see. I feel like the optometrist, is that easier? 1 or 2? This one is just a tad bit easier to see. Still the cool logo. However, this is black on black, and this is just engraved on, no, it's not engraved on there. It's still the logo, but in kind of like this onyx metal kind of color. So it's faceted. You can see that on both. Again, probably just a little bit easier to see on that. I'm glad I grabbed that one. The demonstrator, which just means clear, is actually very cool looking. I think it looks like a icicle. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It also has a clear feed, which I find lovely. I have a Sailor Compass 1911 that has the same thing. It's really neat to see myself like filling the ink, and then you can kind of see inside there. I'm going to zoom in on this nib, and it is a, I think it's a fine. Is it a fine? Is it a medium? Gosh, my eyesight is literally shot. So you can see what size nib that is. Oh, I think that's a medium. Yep, sure is. All right, well, that's helpful to know. I jot down what my pens are because I literally cannot see up close anymore. It's just kind of how that goes. All right, so this one is, yeah, No clue. All right, hopefully you can see it. So the black one is very cool because it has this onyx. It says like it's an onyx nib, but it's got like a bluish, metalish color on there. That makes no sense. I know, that's okay. This one has a cartridge. Most of these will come without the converter. This one I purchased, as I mentioned, at a pen show, and it has the converter with it. So converter is, I think, easier to use. You can change out your inks, although you know what, I've been using cartridge font for some of my vintage pens, and that's pretty easy to use too, so just ignore me on that. I am gonna do a fill on actually I'll do it on my clear. Okay, I did bring some for measuring and comparing. Oh yes, I was going to compare the nib on these two pens. It's blurry. I'm so sorry. There we go. It's not blurry up here. Okay, so the nibs are similar in terms of stamping and the Kaweco logo. However, this is, I think, a number 4 nib, where this looks more like a number 5. I do believe they use a Bach, so that would be a Bach 5 on there. And so, and then you can see the feed is just so cool. There we go. Now you can see it. Very cool on these pens. So I love the little sports. I think they're really cool, and they're fun to have. If you are a newbie and you're looking to grow your collection, you probably need to get one of these little sports in there. What am I doing? Nope, that's not what I want to do. I just want to look at the feed here so that you can also see this one. How interesting. Oh no, it's not different. Okay. I'm just telling you, I can't see anything on the clear for some reason. The contrast is not there, and I'm getting kind of a glare in my view, but that's my story. I'm sticking with it. And let's get the ruler out so I can measure, and then you can take a look as well. All right, so got my ruler, and I'm going to zoom out just a tad bit on that. Let's get those guys out of the way. Here is the Kaweco Perkeo, just short of 5.5 inches. And if you would like to see what that looks like measured next to a Pelikan twist, which is similar, actually just about the same. And this is a Platinum Preppy, one of my favorite pens. I almost always have one ink. This is a brand new one. Have not used it. This is also a demonstrator. Just wanted to show you just the type of plastic so that you can see the difference between these. And then a Pilot Kakuno. So cute, so wonderful. And this one is just a tad bit shorter. So you can just see how those all compare. And just in case you wanted to know what the little sport looks like, probably not the best place for measuring, right? Okay, there we go. So right about 4 inches. So that one is actually a regular size pen. The Perkeo is. Okay, Perkeo, what does that mean? I actually wanted to find out. So just a little tidbit here of information. Oh yeah, I need to uncap this too. So while I'm uncapping, I will share with you. There was a court jester in Germany named Perkeo. No, his stage name, or I guess his nickname, was Perkeo. He had a full name, and so it's really named after, it's paying homage to the court jester and the royal court jester. And Perkeo got that name because he would say perque, which is porque no is what he used to say, which is almost like Spanish porque no, and that is why not. And so there you go, a little bit of history as to why it's called Perkeo, but it is named for the court jester, the royal court jester that is a part of German heritage, even though he was Italian. Don't ask me about these things. I don't make them up. So you can, again, Google it. All right, so right at like 5.2 inches. The Platinum Preppy is shorter. Let me put the nib. There we go. And the Pelikan Twist is almost exactly the same size, as is the Kakuno. So why do I have all of these pens here for the comparison? I'll tell you why. The reason why is that these are all student pens. And so they are beginner pens that are used for kids in school. Now, that doesn't mean that adults cannot use them. It just means that they are cheaper and they are durable and they are widely available. So that makes them really kind of good thing to know. That means you can kind of not treat them as well as your regular run-of-the-mill pens, and they should last you. All right. I'm going to tell you I don't know what the preppies go for now, but under $10 preppy is an incredible pen. I have one in my art bag. I have one kind of everywhere. So love them. I'm going to use a German ink for a German pen, just for the heck of it. Also, just because I got this new one and I wanted to have a little bit of a fill so that I could utilize this ink. And we are going to not do a complete fill. I just want to use this a little bit and see. I mean, I guess that's almost a whole complete fill. Nah. All right, there you go. I want to use this ink and write a couple pages so that I can see how it behaves and what it looks like. It'll be kind of interesting. So I'll do a reel on my Instagram and maybe a short here, I don't know, on YouTube. Okay, there we go. Let's try that out. In case you're wondering, this ink is Pelikan Edelstein Apricot Achat, and I have, or Achat, I think the T is silent. It is Apricot Agate. It's the not really a gemstone, but yeah, I guess maybe it's a stone that could be used as a gem. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do have a video on it, and it's from Pelikan's Gemstone Edelstein series of inks, and it is the ink of the year for 2025. So let's do a writing sample with this pen, shall we? Today is the 26th, and it is writing right off the bat, which is great. And so this is sorry about the shadow on there. Perkeo or Perkeo. And that is Pelikan. Apricot or apricot, however you say that. I say apricot. Agate. All right, so let me do a quick writing sample on this. Oh, I did say it's a medium, right? Eek. There we go. All right, just a little bit of feedback. Don't know if you can hear that. Very nice, very nice. The ink is not bad either. Again, if you'd like to see the video on the ink, I will connect it or put it in the details so that you can see. The Kaweco Perkeo, very smooth writing, just a tiny bit of feedback, which I love. And the writing is really smooth, actually, for an entry-level pen. And as I mentioned, it's really nice to see a pen that you can just, put different inks in and utilize it and not really have to worry about like, oh my goodness, am I using a shimmer ink? Is it going to clog up my pen? Is it going to just ruin it? About 20 bucks, not so bad. Also, again, a student pen. I forgot to mention that it has a triangular grip. It has some kind of indentations in it. So if you have a different grip, meaning sometimes people grip kind of like this. Oh, you can't see like that. This might be a little bit slippery, but you can see where it is kind of cut, but you know, the Lamy Safari has that, and nobody seems to complain about that, but there are some complaints about the way this is cut. I actually find the grip to be pretty great because I tend to kind of over rotate my hand when I'm writing, and so I find that when I have pens that literally tell me where to have my fingers, I can rest them on that side, and then it tends to make my writing go well. Don't know, personal preference. So I think that's kind of how that part goes. So let me know. What do you think? Also, by the way, there is a slip cap inside. That means that the pen should not dry out. But then again, this little puppy has one as well, and I don't usually get too many hard starts from that either. So there's my review on this Perkeo. I think it's a great starter pen. I think it's a good everyday kind of workhorse pen, one you can put somewhere, one that you can let kids borrow, or maybe you're purchasing for a kid. This would be a really nice starter pen. But then again, so is a Lamy Safari. I don't know. So many great choices. And don't forget about the Kakuno because it is just that yummy. So give me your thoughts. What do you think? I'd love to hear it. And until the next video, bye.